Well, hello boys and girls. I was just checking out my map, wondering about going on a trip somewhere. And I bet you know the country that I'm going to go to. Do you recognize that map? Of course you do. It's a map of our country, of Canada. Can you see Manitoba on the map? It's a bit tricky. Here it is, Manitoba, right here. Now this map is colored really differently than our other map. So when we have talked about Canada, we have looked at the map of Canada and every province is a different color. But maps are made for different reasons. And you can see this map has a picture of a tree in the corner. It has a picture of, let's see, what is that? Oh, it's parts of trees, and the trees have numbers on them, like stumps of trees. Here's a picture of a woodland caribou. And here is French, because of course that's our other language, and it talks about la forêt, which is the forest. So this is a map of boreal forests in Canada, and in Manitoba we have a lot of brown, which is the boreal forest. Now, how do I know what the colors mean? Well, on a map there is something called a key, and the key to this map is right down here. This part shows you the different colors on the map, and there's only green and brown on this map. It says that brown is the zones of the forest, of the boreal forest, and the green shows the population of the animals, and the light green, turn it over here, the light green is the boreal zone extended, and then the forest areas. So there's the key. There's the English side, and it tells you what that is. And then when you look on Manitoba, you can see that Manitoba has a lot of very important forests. The boreal forest is super important for making oxygen in the air. So there is one kind of map. I got a very special present this week, and it's from Owen. And Owen decided that he would make a Canada project at home. And Owen, it is just the right time for this Canada project because you'll never guess what he did. He traced out using tracing paper. So if I take this paper out, you can see how thin that paper is. When you take tracing paper, thin like this, and you put it over top of another page, you can see it exactly. So Owen traced Newfoundland and Labrador and the flag of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then he did another province, the province of Nova Scotia, with the capital of Halifax, and there's Nova Scotia's flag. And because you're able to trace right through, you can do an exact representation. Here's New Brunswick. There's the map of New Brunswick. There's the flag and the capital of Fredericton. He's marked on his map. Lots of times important places are marked on maps. But that's not the only thing. Let's see if we can... Oh, there's an interesting one. There are, oh my goodness, oh, and what a lot of work. All the little islands that make up Nunavut. The Inukshuk and the capital of Iqaluit. Owen worked really hard on a Canada project, and Owen knows a lot about maps already. Today, what I want you to do is think about what's a map used for. You're going to listen to a fun story called There's a Map on My Lap. It's not by Dr. Seuss, but it's by a woman who makes books that are a lot like Dr. Seuss books. It's a good rhyming book, but it tells you information about maps. So I want you to be listening for what is a map for? Why do we use them? And these days, a lot of maps are not on paper anymore. They're on iPads, they're on phones. You might want to look up a map on an iPad and see what information it includes. Does it have a key? Does it have a way so that you know what that map is all about and why it's colored that way? I have another Canada map here that's very different. It's still Canada, but look how different it is. And it's got all kinds of red dots on it. Do you see those? What do the red dots mean? How can I find out? This map has little circles of fun facts written on it. And it says that it's a map about Canada's energy resources and reserves. So it's marked a lot of the energy places, and let's see what the red is. Oh, look there is a key. There's the key to the colors. And a key unlocks something, right? In a map, a key unlocks information. And this says that gas resources are red, oil resources are stripy red, and coal resources are kind of green. So you can tell that there is a lot of natural gas resources right over here in Alberta. Alberta has most of Canada's natural gas resources because it's mostly red. Now, on a map, this is not land. What is that? You know, it's Hudson Bay. It's water, right? Usually water is represented by some kind of a blue color. Not always, but usually. If I compare it with this map, it's blue, the water is blue, and the land is green. But the land doesn't always have to be green. This one's almost a yellowy color, depending on what the key says the colors represent. So when you're listening today to There's a Map on My Lap, listen for what maps are for and what they include. And then your job today is to go on a map hunt. Hunt around your house. Do you have a map of Winnipeg? Do you have a map of your community? Do you have a map that shows something special or somewhere special that you've been? Do you have a map that was made for a purpose like showing Canada's natural resources? Or maybe it's a map about animals. Maybe you've got some maps that you could trace at your house. Maybe you've got a book of maps, an atlas. Who knows? Look around your house, see what you have, talk to mom and dad. Your job today is to go on a map hunt. If you find some kind of a map at your house, either on a technological device like an iPad, or if you find it in the house, a paper map, would you take a photo and then touch the microphone and let me know what it was that you found and what is the map for? Good luck on your hunt today.